welcome to Girl Meets Green. My name's Norma, your host or whatever, and we are back with Summer I Turned Pretty, Season 3, Episode 6. Sorry for the background noise. It's hot, and out here all we have is this loud fan, so I do apologize. I need to get an air conditioner because I know, like, at least if I turn it off, you know, I have a good, like, 20 minutes of, like, coolness to work with while I make these, so I'll just get shinier and shinier throughout, and that'll be tons of fun for you guys. Okay, let's jump in. We begin with Belly and Jer waking up on a mattress on the floor at their his dad's house, Adam's house. I'm a little bit confused by that. I guess he moved. Oh, no, I'm not. I just realized because he sold the house to be able to keep the house and cousins. And since the boys like are in college, out of the house, not living with him, and when they're not in school, they're usually at cousins, he probably has like a 1-bedroom apartment. That makes complete sense. And now it makes sense because later on when Adam's like, you guys can sleep in my room. Okay, I'm here guys, I'm back. But yeah, Adam can't stand living with Belly. He's like, there's hair in the drain, she's messy, like she messed with his coffee settings. Just a mess. Which, what, Belly, you comfy, girl, you comfy. But then again, they did grow up together. She did grow up with Adam, so maybe there's like a closeness there. He's annoyed, and he's like, he kind of basically is like, get out of here. He's talking to Jer about Belly's hair in the like drain, and then Belly walks in and he's like, oh, like, yeah, we were just talking about what your plans for the week are. And she's like, oh, did you ask him? And he's like, ask him what? And basically like he needs time to go look at apartments with her. And the dad's like, you know what, take this morning, that way she can drive back to cousins and it won't be too late. And she's just looking at him, and she's like, your dad hates me. He's like, I mean, you could be a little less messy. And Belly, baby, grow up. This is what y'all are not ready for marriage. Please give it up. Apartment hunting begins, and they see a really nice apartment that they really like. They're like, oh, we don't normally rent to students, but it's been on the market for a while, so they're making an exception, but it's not a party house. She's like, oh no, we just read books in silence. The guy tells them, fill the application out. As long as you got good credit and you got the down payment, you're good. She's like, oh, my credit's great. And then this is where she finds out Jer had that other credit card and he hasn't been making the payments, and so the credit is not good. So then they go look at apartments that don't require good credit, and one is like filthy, another one smells like happy. Jer is like, I gotta get back to my dad, gotta get back to the office. And Belly is like, this is important too, dog, like stop playing with me. And he's like, no, you're right. And this is where, once again, like, y'all can feel how you feel about the whole like she's ruining Jer to make her end up with Connie, but even just personality wise, her and Jer don't match. Like, I don't know how you could be team Jer, even in the aspect of like, do they make sense? They don't, because like clearly the things that are important to Jer are not things that are important to her. He is his dad. He wants to be like his dad. He wants to be in the company, right? He's really invested. He's really interested in like reading things. And yeah, he's trying to prove something to his dad, but it's because like, obviously that's like the life he wants, or like obviously that's like, he's not Connie. He enjoys the things his dad enjoys, right? He enjoys the perks of the country club. We saw at dinner, he like picks the same meal as his dad. He's bougie bouge, okay? That's just him, and that's not Belly, and it really isn't Connie. And so that, I feel like that's where they connect, right? Like Belly and Connie both love being at the beach house, just vibing, eating grilled chicken, you know? So it's, again, I don't see how you don't see it. Team Jer, what's going on? My next bullet point was Jer want to be Adam so bad. Belly gets back to cousins. Next day she goes to see the venue, the country club. We see her kind of, you can tell she's reminiscing on like the debutante stuff and all of the stuff of the, I guess 2 summers ago, or it's like 4 or 5 summers ago now. So okay, now I get the nostalgia a little bit more. But yeah, she's kind of just looking at things nostalgically. Then as she's talking to the woman that works there, the wedding planner, it's kind of like, oh wow, you know, like she starts to realize how big this is. She calls Jer, she's like, it's moving a little fast, like it's getting away from us. And he's like, it's okay, like you'll just look at me, like it's all that matters. And she's like, he's right, like we just have to cling on to each other. We're in the office, we're seeing Jer witness Denise and Steven getting along. They seem very flirty, very fun, and not what they were like before, needless to say. And yeah, they're vibing, and he sees it. Denise asks Steven like, oh, what are you doing this weekend? He's like, oh, I'm actually driving back to Philly for my sister's bridal shower at my ex's house because my mom wants them to do it, giving it a whole nine. And she's like, okay, whatever. We also see Jeremiah seeing his dad and Kaylee interacting and being like, whoa. And then also Denise kind of, when he's like, oh yeah, Kaylee's taking care of it, she's like, that is not her job. And he's like, she's known us like all our lives. She's helping the family. This makes me nervous. I'm not gonna hold you. You know what? We'll pause on this and we'll talk about this in another scene that has to do with Kaylee as well, because I've got thoughts. We're back in Cousins. Belly's getting home from the walkthrough. Connie sees her looking a little sad. He's outside fixing the sprinklers. He's always fixing something. And he's like, hey, like I left you food in the fridge. And yes, it's grilled chicken before you asked, but there's corn on the cob, there's a cookie. And she's like, I'm really not hungry. And just kind of goes inside. And Connie, baby, springs into action with the Mr. Fix It, okay? God, it makes me so sad that like this is how it's going right now. Like, this show better match the book. I'm so stressed about that. That's the only thing I'm stressed about. Like, just anxious watching every episode being like, she better leave the ending alone. But yeah, so then Connie baby decides to text Laurel. He meets up with Laurel and he's basically like, hey, like, I think you need to be there. She's not eating, like she's sad, she needs you. You're gonna regret it if you don't. And then Laura's like, we're speaking honestly, and he's like, yeah. She's like, what's in it for you? Like, what's going on? And he's like, I just want her to be happy. Just her. Jeremiah too. Like, oh, period. And she's like, okay, well, what about you? Like, what will make you happy? And he's like, I'll be happy when this is over and I'm back in San Diego. Where the fuck is it? San Diego? It's not San Diego. Washington somewhere. Seattle? I don't fuck. Wow. Okay. Don't look at me. When he's back at school doing his thing. And this is, Laurel sees it, Laurel knows it, and like I said, I'm very excited about the book. Spoilers for the book, just so you know, but I'm gonna speak from the place that I'm at. But in the book, like I mentioned, spoiler without spoiling, how we get to see we get to hear Susanna's thoughts on things, and it's clear to me that Laurel has some thoughts as well. And the same thoughts as Susanna. And the same thoughts as all of us have. Because at the end of the day, Belly has been in love with Connie since she was little. So it's like, and this whole like is what Susanna would have wanted, or being like, she'd be so happy that I'm marrying Jared. And it's like, no, she wouldn't, because she wanted you with Connie. Hello. Like, that is why, like, if she sees that you've been in love with Connie, and obviously with the POV last episode, we see that he was as well, you're gonna tell me Susanna didn't see it. Susanna saw both of them in love with each other, and she was like, they're gonna end up together. And now she's dead and she can't fix this. Damn it, Susanna, why'd you have to go? Taylor and her mom are talking about the bridal shower. Her mom comments on Steven, and she's like, it's his sister. And she's like, yeah, but who drives that far for like an all women's bridal shower, da-da-da. And I'm on the mom side. I'm a little confused as to Steven's intentions. But it sounds like maybe he just figured like, oh, I'll go home, I'll go to this thing and see my parents. I don't know, like, I'm not sure, but I would be on her mom's side too. I would find that strange too. Denise shows up at Steven's right before he's about to start his drive, and basically she's there to say like, hey, I haven't gotten your game out of my head. I'm thinking I could start a business. You know, your game could be like, I guess, her first account. And he's like, girl, like, our contracts are crazy, we'd be in breach. And she's like, well, mine is almost up. He's like, I still have 2 years. She's like, we can do this. Like, we can down low, finagle finesse this, okay? And so yeah, they're on board and they're both smiling and happy. And you guys, I'm stuck, I'm struggling. I don't like it. Why did we have to get introduced to Denise? Because now I like her, and now I like them together a lot, okay? And now this is where I actually had just sent a TikTok to my sister-in-law. There's this TikTok with like couple photos, like guy and girl photos, and it's like, oh, imagine if this was like how it ends. And it's like obviously Connie and Belly, and then it's Taylor and Jeremiah, and I think Steven and Denise is in there. I don't remember, but I don't mind that. Like, I told my sister-in-law, I was like, I actually don't mind that. Jared and Taylor would actually make quite a bit of sense. Obviously Connie and Belly do, and then like Steven and Denise, because like, while I am Team Taylor 1000%, what's been going on, I'm like, maybe we let it go. Maybe we just let it go. I think we have to, because this is a mess. It's a mess. And him and Denise just make so much sense. So much sense. They laugh and giggle together, and they get, you know, the nerdier work side of each other. So that just makes the most sense to me. Belly gets to her bridal shower. Her friends are doing these little cute, like, you know, jingles they made up, we'll say. And then she looks behind everyone, and her mom is there, and she hugs her mom, and she's just so happy she's there, and I love that for her. I'm gonna mix scenes a little here just to not be bouncing from one to the other, but basically we are at the suit fitting. Jared's trying to connect with his dad, but his dad is clearly mostly focused on Connie, and like, dang, dude, it's his wedding. Like, you can't be that oblivious. Let's chill out a little bit. But that's that. Then they're driving, and the dad is talking about how he's asking Connie, like, are you bringing someone? Connie's like, no, da-da-da. And they're making jokes about, like, yeah, get with her bridesmaids. And then the dad is like, I'm actually gonna bring someone I've been seeing. It's Kaylee from The Office. And Connie is like, are you serious? And he's like, yeah. He's like, so how long have you been seeing her, dad? And he's like, we've liked each other a while, but it's recent that we've made it serious. And I'm like, damn, like, my heart hurt for Connie, baby, because the way, and Jared doesn't know, obviously. But then you have, oh God, but obviously Connie knows, and if you don't know, that's who he was cheating on their mom with. Jared puts his arm on Connie to stop him, and Connie stops, obviously, because I'm assuming in his head it's like, Jared doesn't know. I can't hotbox that shit right now. Like, I gotta let it go. We're back at the bridal shower. Steven has arrived with a box of air tags as a gift for Belly. They start playing all the games. One of the games they're playing is like, does she know Jared really well or something? And they basically will say, like, do you think Belly knows his favorite color? And they'll put they have a little paddle that says yes or no. So they're going through all these different questions: favorite food, favorite guilty pleasure, stuff like that. And then they ask what his first pet's name was, and she tells the story, and then Steven's basically like, no, it was Connie who found him. Like, the story she told was basically Connie. And she's like, no, it wasn't. Like, trust me, I know it wasn't. And it's hella awkward. Later on, she's on the phone with Jared, and she's like, you need to call Steven and correct him because he's tripping, da-da-da. And Jared's like, no, he's right. Like, it was Connie. I remember because Steven and I were, like, ragging on him for crying so much when the dog left. So literally, like, the memory she has, that vivid, just like, I remember what he looked like, was Conrad. Which, like, this one annoys me with her, because then she was like, I pride myself on like everything about Jeremiah. You don't, because you were in love with Connie. You know things about Jeremiah by association, because like he was there, and obviously like he was a very close best friend to you as well. But those memories like are of Connie. Like, you just can't, she's just romanticized the Jared ones because they're dating. But like, you know what I'm saying? I hope you get what I'm saying. Connie ends up telling his dad and his brother that he got fired. I think he realizes like what the dad's doing, and he's like, let me just end the praise here, I guess. And yeah, he tells them, and then later on the dad is like, oh yeah, like, you guys should sleep over, we can hang, we can whoop-de-whoop. He's like, actually, I was gonna go see Steven. And he's like, oh, Steven. And Jared is like, he's still in Philly. So yeah, then Connie has to hang out with his dad after finding out that he's with the woman that he cheated on his mom with. Steven and Taylor have a moment. Taylor tries to do her little flirty eye, getting up close to him thing, and he's like, oh, okay, it's clear we can't be friends. She's like, we totally can, watch this. And like gives him a lemon square, which like, I don't know if that proves friendship, but whatever. She's like, we're friends, we're cool. Walking away looking all hurt. Belly's mom is leaving. She stops to give her gift, and it's her passport and like airline miles to like book a flight, because she gives her the passport's on top, and Belly's like, Mom, I'm not going to Paris, it's too soon after the wedding. She's like, I know, but like there's more. And when she sees it, she's like, you know, book your honeymoon. She's like, there's so much of the world to see. And it makes me so sad for her, because I'm a mom, mamacita, and I can't imagine like having all these hopes and dreams for your kid, and your kid being like, actually, I'm just gonna get married at 23 and cancel all the hopes and dreams. Because it would be a different story, at least to me, if like she was getting married, but she was gonna keep her plans going, you know what I mean, going to Paris, but like doing all the things, all the girly things she talked about with Susanna and her mom. Like, it just sucks that it's like, and now I'm all about Jared, which is what her mom told her not to do at the beginning of college. And here we are 3 years in. I forgot to mention, when Connie, Jared, and his dad are talking about them hanging out or whatever, the dad is like, oh, and like, you need to come golfing with me, to Jared. He's like, to meet the partners or whatever. He's like, oh, actually, I would love to, Dad, but I want to be there when Belly gets back to cousins. And he's like, she won't be alone, Connie's there, and like, I really need you to like schmooze with the partners. And he's like, okay. And so again, we're seeing like Jared choosing work over Belly, which is not what she would want in the long run. And need her to see that sooner rather than later. And I also just need Jared to see that, like, that's just not, like, the life she wants is not the life you want. And there's nothing wrong with either of the lives they want. It's just, again, I say this all the time, speaking of relationships, we have to be better at being, like, self-aware and, like, really taking a lot of time to marinate on what we want and if the person we're with wants that as well. You know, like, it's okay to want different things. Let's just find people who want that, you know? Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. Belly's watching movies with her mom, and they're watching, I forget what it's called, but it's the one with the We Love You Conrad song at the end or whatever that I think she talks about in the other seasons as well. But yeah, and it's like a flashback memory to her singing and how she was singing to Connie and not the Conrad in the movie. Taylor and her mom talk. Taylor's telling her mom, like, dude, let it go. Steven only wants to be friends. The mom is like, ooh, the friend angle, I love it. You're so smart. You're gonna be walking down that aisle in that hot bridesmaid dress and he's just gonna be done for. Oh, I don't know. It's kind of cool that we really don't know though. Like, because he's bonding with Denise. Well, then again, he is making it clear he only wants to be friends with Taylor, so maybe that's what it is. I don't know. I don't know what to think or what to feel with it, with these two. I'm stressed and I'm upset. I literally have a Team Steven shirt because of them. And now I'm like, what do I do with that? I'm gonna keep it though, because I still love Steven. And we end with the Connie injury scene. He's injured his leg, the fin sliced him open. That looked like it needed stitches, but I'm gonna mind my business. And it gets very, very intimate with Belly helping him. Like, he has his head on her shoulder and he's just like breathing, and they're like super, super close. Like, my God, they're close. And that moment was hot, full of tension, sexy as hell. Like, that shit, wrap it up. Oh my God. And then, you know, he's like, help me up, I want to take a nap. She's like, I don't think you should. He's like, that's for concussions. And he gets up, hobbles off to go take a nap. And she's literally like, what have I done? She's like, the peach moment was him, but this was all me. What was I about to do? Because they was about to kiss. You can't convince me otherwise. And my God. Anyways. I'm just so excited because we're so close. We are 5 episodes away, or 4 episodes away from that last episode. And we don't even know if it's the last episode that's gonna have everything in it. Maybe we get like second to last episode, and then last episode is like more happiness. Listen, I'm an epilogue girly. I love me an epilogue. I love me like, this is the end, just kidding, like more happiness coming, right? Like, I love the, like, the couple finally made it and is together, and then the epilogue is 3 years later with 2 kids. That's me. That's who I am. And I hope we get that. But honestly, all I hope is that we get the original, the book ending, because that was beautiful. I literally teared up reading the freaking letters. But anywho, hope you guys enjoyed my recap of episode 6. Like the video if you did. Comment down below, how are we feeling? We're so close. Subscribe for more content like this, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye.